Well, the first of two all-English European finals takes place on Wednesday evening in Baku. It is Chelsea against Arsenal in the Europa League Final. Simon is going to fight the corner of Chelsea. Chris believes that Arsenal will come out on top in this London derby in Azerbaijan. First off, Chelsea, they've had a couple of shadows hanging over them going into this final. The future of the manager, Simon, also the future of their star man, Eden Hazard. Is that going to make any difference?
I don't think so. It's a European final. Everyone will be pulling together. Chelsea have a great record in these UEFA competition finals. They've won 4 of 5 that they've played in. Won 3, drawn 3 of the 6 games. They've played over 90 minutes, so they're very hard to beat in these games. And I just think that those problems with Sarri, maybe with Hazard being his last game, will just be forgotten. Chelsea will pull together. And let's not forget, Arsenal have an awful record in European finals, so it's Chelsea advantage there for me.
What about Arsenal then, Chris? They have the biggest significance on this game because they want to get into the Champions League. The only way they can do that is by winning the trophy.
Yeah, that's right. And what have Arsenal done when the pressure's been on this season? They've performed up against the big teams in the Premier League this season. They have pulled out some really good performances, most notably against Chelsea at home earlier on in the season when they won 2-0. They've only lost 1 of the last 7 against the Blues, and they were very unlucky to lose that in August as well. And let's cast our mind back 2 years ago when Arsenal were the underdogs against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Arsenal came out on top of that one.
Well, it's so tight to call, I have to say, and it just highlights how difficult this game is to call on Wednesday evening as well. I'm just going to go towards Chelsea because of their record in European finals. I think that could play a significant role here, and some of the experience of players that are in their camp at the moment. Round 2, we're going to have a look at the managers and how they match up. Maurizio Sarri, first off, Simon. He hasn't won a trophy yet as a manager. This keeps getting thrown at him time and time again. This could be his best opportunity. Definitely.
I mean, he's only had really 2 or 3 seasons where he's been at a club with opportunities to win trophies. And of course, came very close to winning the League Cup earlier this year. Lost on penalties, unfortunately. But another great opportunity for him. His record in the Europa League is second to none. I mean, people talk about Unai Emery being the king of the Europa League. This guy, Sarri, has only not lost a Europa League game this season. From 14 matches played, he's won 12 of them. And back in his time with Napoli, he won 7, drew 1 and lost 2 of his 10 matches in the Europa League. So this is a competition that he's done very well in as well.
Unai Emery, though, has won it on a number of occasions, of course, during his time with Sevilla, Chris. I suppose that little bit of extra pressure on it this time to try and get into the Champions League, but he knows what he needs to do.
He certainly does. 3-time winner of this competition, as you've already alluded to, and he's unbeaten in head-to-head when it comes to meetings with Sarri, and I feel like he's going to get the better of Sarri. He's got more of a game plan than Sarri. Sarri's very one-dimensional. We've seen it this season. This Sarri ball that he's brought to the Premier League not really worked for Chelsea so far, whereas Emery can tinker around with his side, got more options. I think he's going to come out on top when it comes to the head-to-head.
Well, I have to say, I do think tactically Unai Emery is just ahead of Maurizio Sarri overall. I'm going to give this to Arsenal, which makes it 1-1 overall going into the final round. And the round 3 is regarding firepower for both of these two teams. Plenty of goals, you'd think, in both of the sides. You have to say, Chelsea in particular would do worse, Simon, than to build the whole team around Eden Hazard for this final. He probably wants to go out on a high note. It looks like it being his last game for Chelsea. Can he shine on the big stage?
Of course he can. I mean, he's tried and trusted, isn't he? A performer at this kind of level. I think also we've got to look at the supporting cast around him as well, because you look at Pedro, who's done it in the big European finals for Barcelona in the past. You look at Olivier Giroud, who's the top or joint top Europa League goal scorer this season as well. Former Arsenal player. I mean, surely he's going to come good against the Gunners in this one. I think he probably gets the nod over Gonzalo Higuain as well. And it just goes to show you that, you know, the fact that Gonzalo Higuain will probably be on the bench for Chelsea shows how much firepower they've got.
Arsenal's main attribute this season has been goals, Chris. They do look shaky at the back, but in Aubameyang and Lacazette, you feel they could score at any time.
Yeah, this is a no contest for me. Arsenal scored 10 more goals than Chelsea in the Premier League this season. And in Lacazette and Aubameyang, you've got 2 strikers who combined for 50 goals between them. Aubameyang moved past 30 towards the end of the season. He is in red-hot form, scored a hat-trick, of course, when they beat Valencia. And in Eden Hazard, Chelsea are very, again, one-dimensional. Shut him down. What have they got to offer? Higuain, not done it for me. It's got to be Lacazette and Aubameyang to fire Arsenal to glory.
Well, I did say I cannot call this game, I have to say. I'm going to sit on the fence here and I'm going to give a point each. And that will make it a draw overall because I cannot split the two teams. I think Eden Hazard will have a big night on his final game, it looks like, for Chelsea. But I also think Aubameyang is on fire at the moment and he will also be amongst the goals. So really difficult to call. I'm going to go with a draw in 90 minutes and then it's down to extra time and penalties. Simon, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I think penalties as well. I could see Chelsea winning it on penalties though.
What about you, Chris?
3-1, Aubameyang, hat-trick again.
OK, well, that's our thoughts on Wednesday's Europa League final. What do you think? It's Chelsea against Arsenal.